Indeed, you are tuned into the Sunlit Room. My name is Ron Taffy. Aline and Wes are here. They're here to promote their debut EP. It's called Lavender Lemonade, and you can catch them live tomorrow night, the EP release party, 8 p.m. Hollow Earth Radio, along with Paige Turner, Tobias the Owl, and Dearly Departed. Then Tuesday, you can catch them right back here on your radio. They're going to be back on the KSER airwaves about 7:15 on Tuesday night with Karen on Nordic Roots and Branches. And then Wednesday, November 20th at 6 p.m., they have been kind enough to agree to perform for us over at the Snow Isle Food Co-op. So set those smartphone reminders. You are not going to want to. Further ado, head on over to KSER's Facebook page, and you can watch this performance live as it happens. I give you Aline and Wes. You found it right here in the Sunlit Room. Thank you so much for agreeing to come and hang out with us today. Aline Vita, Wes Speight, both former guests here in the Sunlit Room, now joining forces as Aline and Wes, the new record, Lavender Lemonade. Right off the bat, why that title? What does it signify, if anything, to you guys?
It's Aline's fault. So originally, she makes actually really good lavender lemonade. Although it kind of knocks you out, makes you pass out. Like, it's not alcoholic whatsoever. But anyways, no. When we were coming up with band names or thinking about that, that was one of the ones that was proposed, and I really liked it. But I was like, I don't know if it's a band name. I think it's a album title. And then she kind of told me more about the meaning behind it. And you know, as we were writing the songs, I thought, well, this really goes with the theme of the songs. And I'm not a big fan of. I mean, it's just a personal thing. I still like albums that are song titles, but for me, I don't typically make a album that's a song title because I don't want everyone to focus on the one song. So I thought that was like a good theme for the 4 songs that we have.
Excellent. And how did you guys come together? I know you've both been part of Western Washington's music scene for quite a while. What brought you together and made you decide, we need to form our own group and do our own thing?
Yeah.
Well, I had actually observed Wes's band. He used to have a band, Wes and the Apollo Proxy, and I always like rock that where people aren't like screaming. It's more subtle, but
Right.
but it's aggressive at the same time. It's like
Right.
a more subtle type of
I
aggressive.
did do a little bit of screaming.
I mean, he did do a little bit like primal type screaming.
Yeah.
But I always liked his band, and I always heard harmonies when he was singing. That was never my forte, but when I would hear him sing, I actually visualized like the harmonies and me singing with him.
Gotcha.
So I also admire the tone of his voice, which is very rare. I don't like that many male voices, honestly. And
Right.
so I was like, oh, this is nice. So when he asked me if I would like to collaborate, I totally was like, yeah. I had kind of envisioned it.
It's funny because it's my first thought when Wes was here and I first asked him if he'd want to come back with you together. My first thought when I heard that you two were working together was that these are two of the most distinctive voices in Washington.
Oh wow!
And it's going to be
Thank you.
really interesting to hear how they meld
Sure.
together,
Yeah.
and it doesn't disappoint. It's,
Awesome.
sound fantastic together.
Good.
What is the writing process like for you? Does one of you handle most of the lyrics, the other the music, or do you both kind of go back and forth? How does that all come together for you?
It ranges.
Yeah.
For certain songs, like Still Want More, Wes actually had a concept and like a riff, and then I just put myself in the mindset of what that would feel like, or someone, if they were feeling that way, what would they want to say, whether it was about a relationship or about material items. Sometimes we start with a beat, and sometimes I think when I write lyrics, I'm more free-flowing. Wes is more analytical, so as long as the greater message is there, I usually am like, okay.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to follow up on that with you. Is it different for you writing in this style, and do you usually start, like when you're doing a solo thing, do you usually start with lyrics, or do you usually start with melody?
Usually a drum beat helps me write, but also with lyrics first, because I always would write poetry.
Of course. All right, Wes, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
it's all good.
off.
I was just gonna, I mean, just to second what Aline was saying, I think it is a combination. We don't really have like a exact formula, because I don't think having a formula, I mean, I think you're going to get a lot of the same stuff if you just have a formula.
Yeah, it's not a positive thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be helpful at times to get you out of ruts, but you don't want to be 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Although, I mean, how this started was, I mean, we did kind of just like, hey, you want to try to write a song together? And we did it almost instantaneously, and then I was like, okay, do you want to meet again? And
Is that the first song that you wrote? Is it on the record?
I think the first song we did was Our Work Is Never Done, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that was
That's
the one.
true.
And that's, maybe that's why that one's my favorite one, because that's the first one. But they're all growing. I mean, like, so the one we just did, A Place to Belong, I mean, Aline actually came up with the music for that one. Like, the original, I mean, I kind of manipulated it a little bit, kind of made it, like, a little more bluesy, but she came in with that idea, and so, and I was like, yeah, let's go with this. And so so I think it's just now we're learning kind of both our skills and what we can both bring to the table. And also, I think it's a fun challenge to kind of, throw ideas back and forth too.
Well, both of you are, like I said, you've both been in the Washington music scene for quite a while. Lean, you've been in a lot of other places. Wes, I'm not entirely sure about your background. I know we talked about it a little bit when you were here, but I don't know it quite as well. that you have been in a lot of different projects, and even now as we speak, you have what, 3 different projects, your solo stuff, this, and then is it Waterpenny, the other band? Yeah. So for you as an artist and as a songwriter, is your process different for each of those bands, or do you approach it the same way and then the other people make it different?
Yeah, no, I think probably the second. I think I do have to approach each a little different. I mean, for my own stuff, I mean, I'm just stuck in my own perspective, and I think that's why it's really fun to write with other people, because other people have a different perspective. So I think that's really helpful. Yeah,
it's always surprising when you throw something out there and see where someone else takes it. You're like,
exactly.
I never would have thought of
that.
But that's great.
Yeah, exactly. That's the beautiful thing about working with someone else, and I'm glad that I kind of started doing that more on a more regular basis. Instead of kind of just going through the roller coaster of my own mind, you know, which I will continue to do that. I mean, I do have like a string of songs that I do want to complete. So there's that. But as far as background, I mean, I kind of launched my music career in Nashville. Right. I don't know if we talked about that or not. But
a little bit. We touched on it, but I kind of ran out of time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, well, I'll just try to brief. I mean, basically, I just was put into like a really great situation where the first EP I made got me like a little indie label. And so they launched my first EP. So it was like a pretty smooth, you know, launch into like, you know, kind of figuring it out. And so I think I learned a lot about the music business through doing that. And I think there's always more to learn about it, of course. It's an ever-changing business, but...
Yeah, and so rapidly the changes are coming now. So it's almost impossible to keep up with.
Yeah.
So for this particular EP, what was the recording process? A lot of differences from what either of you have done before, or did you tend to gravitate toward things that you already knew?
We recorded a great deal of like the foundational recordings in Wes's garage, and then we went to Earwig Studio. In the past, when I would record in New York, it's like a cake that pretty much had the layers already. Just went and got all the fancy icing with Don.
Yeah, we recorded in Earwig. So I kind of mapped out the production of all the songs just so I could make sure we were both happy with it before we went to the studio, and also so we didn't go in there and waste any time.
And did you know going in 4 songs, this is it, this is all we're doing?
Yeah, I mean, originally it was going to be 5, and then I was like, I think that might be too much, you know, to try to knock out 5 in one day. So we knocked out, and then actually I went back and did some overdubbing of bass and actually a little bit of like some more keys and some more guitar, and then sent that to Don and he mixed that in. So it was a really great experience. I mean, it's always I've recorded there before, and it was a great experience. So I wanted to go back.
Fantastic.
And hopefully we'll go back again. He's really busy. But,
That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, I think it's time to get another song from you guys. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is Aline and Wes. The record is Lavender Lemonade. You can go to alineandwes.com to figure out how to stream it or where to get your copy. Of course, you can always just go to Hollow Earth Radio's EP premiere show tomorrow in Seattle, 8 p.m. with Paige Turner, Tobias the Owl, and Dearly Departed. I'm sure you'll have copies there folks can pick up, right?
Yes,
there you go. And then I'm sure they'll probably have a few on hand Wednesday, November 20th at the Snow Isle Food Co-op. So you can buy a couple.
Unless we sell out.
As well. It's possible. It's quite possible. So you want to make sure, maybe you should just go right now to alineandwes.com and make sure you get yours before they disappear. Here they are once again, Aline and Wes.
And Aline also, unfortunately, did not make lemonade. So.
Might surprise you. You never know.
Still want more, right?
Yeah. Gave you all of me, all that I have. You're still searching on. Where could it be? Each unknown. I'm still hoping we are strong. Still one more. Still one more. It's never enough. I can see the line in the sky. I've known it so many times. These desires morph over time. Can you give me more than embrace? You still want more. You still want more. Don't live with regret. More. 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 It's never enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. You still want more.
Live in the Sunlit Room. Once again, it's tomorrow night, 8 p.m. in Seattle, Hollow Earth Radio, the EP release party with Paige Turner, Tobias the Owl, and Dearly Departed. And you can catch them on your radio again next Tuesday, 7:15 p.m. right here at KSER, Nordic Roots and Branches. And then Wednesday, November 20th, 6 p.m., they'll be performing for us at the Snow Isle Food Co-op. There's also 2 additional shows that they'll be doing in December for So Far Sounds. To get the information on those, go to AlineandWes.com or head over to their Facebook page. I would highly recommend following Aline and Wes on their Facebook page because there you can see the video for their song Work Is Never Done, and it's quite an impressive piece of work. How long did it take to put that video together, and how involved were you guys in the process?
That's my friend Rob Edmondson who made that, and so the original idea was just to do some B-roll footage of the studio when we were in there, which I kind of quickly recalled, like, oh yeah, this is kind of a distraction when you're recording.
A little bit. Huh?
I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this. But I was just kind of like, let's we can get some cool footage, and then that'll be the video. I like those kind of videos. I like just B-roll stuff where it's just studio shots.
Right.
And then he kind of came back and said, hey, I'd actually like to get some more footage to have on top of what I have from the studio. He just didn't think it was enough. Mm-hmm. And so we went and shot some green screen stuff and green screen stuff, and it was really fun. We just had a ridiculous time. I mean, I did. I drank way too much coffee that day. I shouldn't be allowed to drink coffee, really. But
and that was the first time she gave you the lavender lemonade. She had to bring it down, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I should have had that night. Yeah. So that was the process. I mean, it was really just Rob doing the editing work, and I think he has a lot of fun. I mean, I get the impression that he has a lot of fun from editing. And I mean, if you watch the video, it looks like he did. He did some pretty interesting things.
It was a fun video to watch. Yeah. I enjoyed it myself, and I shared it on my personal Facebook page. So if anybody is friends with me on Facebook. You can go to my Facebook page and see that as well. But I still would suggest that you go to Wes and Aline's, Aline and Wes. Make sure you get it the right way, alineandwes.com, and go to their Facebook page, because then not only will you see the video, but you'll also be able to figure out any other shows or projects in the near future. So definitely go check it out. Aline, do you enjoy the video making process as well, or?
I did. I had never filmed with a green screen before, so I like that we weren't privy to what he entirely had planned. So I was like, oh, what's he gonna do with this? Like kids, I was like, oh, this is cool, and it's just really cool to see what he was able to do technically.
Any plans on doing more videos for this record, or is that something that's going to have to wait for the future?
We did do a live video of Still Want More, so that is available, right? So we do have a live one. We'll definitely the songs will be available to stream on YouTube. So I mean, they won't be like moving videos, but they will be there, because I know, I mean, it's kind of strange. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever, but a lot of people just use YouTube for everything, right? To listen to music, to watch podcasts, and all that stuff. Yeah. So it will be there. I don't know. I think we're kind of gonna move on to the next record. Really, I mean, I think we're gonna start working on the next one pretty soon. So I don't know if we'll make another video. I mean, I guess if enough people ask us to do it,
if people want to contribute to.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
We'd be happy to make it. You want to send us a fund?
Yeah, there you go.
That's it. There are a lot of. That's for sure. Yeah. All right, and on a little bit more of a serious topic now, I wanted to talk to you a little bit, Aline, about the Facebook page that you started, Musicians Against Depression, and I was wondering what sparked you to start that page, and why did you feel that it was something that was needed?
Well, in my life, and since I've been singing in the entertainment industry, I've observed, I call it Musician Against Depression and Clichés. And I have observed a lot of entertainers, I feel like maybe thinking it was cool to reenact what we've already observed during drugs or during whatever to cope, and then going to rehab, and I'm like, why even go down that path? So I wanted to be the opposite of the cliche, and I wanted to have a place where people could share their experience. They don't necessarily have to be a musician, but they have to be involved in the industry to some effect. Some artists or PR, whatever. It's pretty grueling work at times. So I just wanted a non-judgmental place. And if there's anyone that is maybe like a psychotherapist or someone that would like to do like a very short interview giving coping advice, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, especially this time of year. We're right around the corner from the holidays, and that's a very difficult time for a lot of people. Just because it's a busy time of year for most musicians doesn't mean that makes them immune to the seasonal depression and the holiday depression that we all can fall for. So if you or anyone you know could help out in this endeavor, I truly think it's a really important and worthwhile endeavor. And thank you, Aline, for doing it. It's something I think that should have been done much sooner, and I'm glad that you were the one that finally took the time and put the energy into it and made it happen. So that's Musicians Against Depression and Clichés on Facebook, and you can interact with other people there that might share the same feelings that you're having, and maybe find yourself a little help, or at least a little peace of mind in knowing that you're not alone. All right, so it's unbelievable how fast time goes. We're just about out of time, but I got to get one more song from you guys before I let you go, if you don't mind.
I feel like that's a good segue to Time as a Construct, although we didn't plan on doing that song, so we'll do Work Is Never Done. Okay. Are you going to play your hand warmer to this one?
I can try.
As a shaker? Ready?
All right.
for walls and the conversation of everlasting day. Where voice be heard beyond the range. She reigns, looking through shade of ASB, hanging on the vine, waiting to say, our work is never done. Open up your eyes, see the other side. You might be surprised. I'm calling to you. You look beyond yourself. I can run to you. Only you can see. I'm calling to you. You look beyond yourself. I can run to you. To you. Our work is never done. Work is never done. Never done. Work is never done. Work is never done. Work is never done.
Aline and Wes, alive in the Sunlit Room. Well, one more time, the album, or the EP, is Lavender Lemonade. You can catch them tomorrow night in Seattle at Hollow Earth Radio. Showtime is 8 o'clock, along with Paige Turner, Tobias the Owl, who, by the way, is wonderful. I love that guy. He is just the nicest
He's
dude.
very nice, yeah.
And Dearly Departed as well. Next Tuesday, your radio dial at KSER and KXIR, Nordic Roots and Branches, around 7:15. And Wednesday, November 20th, 6 p.m., Snow Isle Food Co-op. Head over to Aline and Wes on Facebook, and you can go to their website as well to get information on the shows they're doing with So Far Sounds. I believe there's 2 of those shows in December, but you got to go to the website to find out where and when and how all that stuff. It was an honor and a pleasure. I've been wanting to have you back for the longest time, Aline, because I was a young DJ and new, and I've gotten a lot better at this since then. I always regret it. I had so many technical difficulties during Aline's first visit here, and she was so gracious and never mentioned it. But I was actually a little embarrassed. I'll be honest. Because it sounded great in the room, but I was having all kinds of technical issues behind the scenes that I couldn't fix while we were on the air, and I didn't know what to do with it. I was just like, but it still worked out okay for everybody.
She came back.
I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so maybe it was just me beating myself up. Everyone else seemed to enjoy it. All right. Well, again, thank you both for being here. Wave goodbye to Facebook.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Thanks for having us. Go down.